a pregame workout.
What the hell kind of lineup is this? Zubac and freaking JaVale McGee. What the heck? This is crazy, man. This is bull crap. When he seen that lineup, he knew they effed up. Let me break this down real quick, man. All right. First and foremost, we need to understand and realize. We know that the Lakers are not going to beat a lot of these good teams. We know the West is real thick. We know that LeBron James, Rondo, and Kuzma are out. Two veteran leaders and the second leading scorer for the Lakers. We know all this. But there's no reason for a coach and players to play and coach the way they did tonight. There's no reason for that. Well, this evening. There's no reason for that. The starting lineup that they had in there was totally ridiculous. You can say what you want. You can make all the excuses in the world. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like I said before, it's not about us losing. It's about us at least playing like we got something to play for. Now, here's the crazy thing. You got Mo Wagner sitting on the bench. You got Beasley sitting on the bench. But you decided to go with Zubac and JaVale McGee to start the game off. Two inside players means less spacing. Bad enough you had Brandon Ingram. When everything rides on his shoulder, he loses focus. And all he thinks about is ISO and attacking the basket. When he attacks the basket, his IQ drops way low. Regardless of what y'all want to say, like I said, I keep it real. It's not about trading, it's just about pointing out the in particulars about certain individuals and players. He attacks the basket. There be three guys around him, three shirts. He don't pass out. He attacks the basket. And like I said, because he doesn't have no weight, he can't really maneuver through. He can slide through, but if they close down his lane, there's no way he can go. Then he throws up ridiculous shots. Get fouled. Go to the free throw line. And if he was hitting free throws, it'd been a different story. Free throws have always been our Achilles heel. And as a coach, that should be one of the preparations that you should be doing every end game. Before these guys go home, every practice, forget all about, drills and all that. They all should be making free throws. Every last one of them. Every last one of them should be in line, shooting over 100 to 200 free throws per night, doing every practice. There's no reason for us to be missing a lot of free throws. But going back to the starting lineup. So you start Beasley every second half of these last two games and not start him the first half. I just don't get that. And like I said, you put Lonzo with a group of non-shooters. Yeah, I said it, non-shooters, because Brandon Ingram does not shoot. Zubac and JaVale McGee are inside presence. And Josh Hart is streaky. He's been struggling. Besides beginning the season, but he's been struggling. And then people say, well, why Lonzo Ball ain't doing good? Well, that's because the squad that he's running with is not the squad that he can actually benefit from, based on his characteristics and the way he plays. A lot of fans don't notice that, because they're so busy pointing out all the other stats about Lonzo Ball. Brandon Ingram as well. I said before, Brandon Ingram needs to play the 2. Brandon Ingram needs to play off the ball. He got to get confidence in his shot. He got to start knocking down jumpers, because that lane is being taken away from him. Scouts know that you do not have a jumper. They looking at your three-point shots and see that you do not want to take threes. So there's no reason for Lonzo Ball to be out there on the floor with that squad. That's just me. And it kind of pissed me off, because I'm watching Lance Stevenson come in with a shooting squad. And Lance Stevenson IQ at passing is nowhere higher than Lonzo Ball's. And he's probably on the same par as Brandon Ingram. But his IQ of passing is nowhere higher than Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball should be running with KCP. God dang, I can't get his name out. Mikhailuk and Mo Wagner. That simple thing is in a nutshell. For Luke Walton to put that ridiculous line out there shows how bad he is as a coach when it comes to developing young players. I've been saying this over and over again. I want to make sure y'all understand this. I always was a Mark Jackson coach, but because I'm a Lakers fan, I'm going to respect what the Lakers do, regardless of who they get, regardless of who they trade, because I'm not going to be getting pissed off and getting upset, crying and all that about, you know, okay, well, they let this player go and they got this player. You know, my whole thing is about winning championships, getting back to winning. I don't mind you having the young players, but if you're going to go in the direction of getting a bunch of veteran players, then you have to get, you know, if you're going with veteran players, well, let me stop right there. Let me stop myself because I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Put it like this. At the end of the day, and I said it before my last video, I'm going to say it again. I said on Twitter, Lew Walton is not a young player's development coach. That's why I said I wanted Mark Jackson. Based on the fact that at that point in time, before we got LeBron James, I wanted Mark Jackson because I believe Mark Jackson would have did much better when it comes to develop these young players. Yes, I threw it out there that D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle are having much more better games since they left these other teams. I'm not comparing their previous stats. Like, for instance, D'Angelo Russell, I'm not comparing his stats from last year when he played on the Nets. I'm talking about when he was with the Lakers, where these guys only getting 25 minutes. Lew Walton did not have the best interests of these young players. The only one he cared about was Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram was the only one getting 31 minutes while these guys were getting 25 minutes. And then fans want to argue with me and say, well, they suck, they this, they that. How can you suck if you're only getting 25 minutes as a starter? The average starter is getting anywhere from 35 plus minutes per game. The average starter is shooting anywhere from 17 plus shots per game. Star player, okay? Let's make sure we understand that. So in retrospect to that, he did not help develop these young players. And I've been saying it over and over again. That's why I wanted Mark Jackson. But because Mitch and Jim got Luke, I said, all right, then maybe they'll let Luke, you know, develop with the young players. You know, as Luke developed, so with the young players. That's what my thing was. But when the season went on, all I see was 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes. And it started irritating me. But I dealt with it. I hold my hand. I dealt with it. I did not get upset. You know, I stuck with it because why? I'm a Lakers fan and I'm not going to let certain things get under my skin. But yeah, you know, it does, but I'm not going to let it. So anyway, we go get LeBron James in them. And like I told you guys before, Lew Walton is a veterans coach. So I know we're looking to get, you know, a lot of people said that Lew Walton should be fired, this and that. Personally, I don't think he's going to be fired. He might be let go probably around the All-Star week or at the end of the season. That only depends on LeBron James. Because you're going to sit down and talk to LeBron, how do you feel about Luke? Because in reality, sometimes I'm just being a conspiracy theorist here, and I know y'all. I'm not going to get in the conversation and defend what I'm about to say. Me and the young lady, we were sitting there talking. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. 1 second, real quick, because I want to share something. All right, me and the young lady, Raquel, she's a big Lakers fan. On Twitter, me and her was talking about. You know, she brought up the fact that you know, how is it that LeBron James is, you know, out for, you know, the injury, the groin injury, but he's on Instagram dancing and all that. And I told her, I said, well, I'm gonna be a conspiracy theorist. Maybe they want Luke Walton fired. You know what I mean? But they can't get through the Genie break. I mean, Genie break. They can't get through the Genie bust because that's her. Luke Walton is our piece. So maybe, and that's, I'm being a conspiracy theorist. Don't quote me on this. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? That don't mean that it's actually true. It's just my rumor that I'm bringing up just by what me and Raquel saying, that we just try to, you know, just throw it out there just for a fun factor. You know, not saying it's true. But it's funny that Rondo gets hurt. You know, he comes back from a finger injury, then goes right back out. So your two top veterans are out, and they're sitting there watching the young players play and watching Lew Walton. And then you got to remember, you seen LeBron James sitting up in the stands with Rob and Magic as they were watching Lakers get beat by the OKC Thunder. Watching the same thing that we're saying. Do not think that the Magic Johnson and Pelinka them not saying the exact same thing, and LeBron James. So do not think that they're that senile or in denial that they do not see what Lew Walton is putting out there on the floor based on his time management and his rotation. This could be actually a make or break for Lew Walton, because just keep in mind, Magic Johnson came down to Lew Walton and said some things to him. Now you showing that, you know, you cannot do nothing with LeBron James. And it's not the point that we're losing, it's the point of how we're losing. That's probably getting the Magic and all of them. And like I said before, I don't know, like I said, I just conspiracy, I'm just throwing it out there. But what if LeBron James is really not injured, but they just try to expose Lew Walton? I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. You know, I know y'all gonna dislike the video, but I don't give a hell. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. It's all about barbershop conversation. It doesn't mean that it's going to stick. I'm just throwing it out there. But anyway, you look at the lineup that Lew Walton put out there. He gave us no chance of winning that game. Straight up, no chance. When you play the Knicks, you had a front line, but on that front line, you still had Josh Hart in there. on that front line with some 6'9" guy. You had Josh Hart playing a 6'9" guy. Couldn't get away from the small ball. In this game, you got two centers who cannot space the floor. Brandon Ingram who cannot shoot. Josh Hart who's streaky. So where does Lonzo Ball fall in at? You got nobody out there that can shoot. This is why I say at the end of the day, you should have went with the Mo Wagner, JaVale McGee, Brandon Ingram, KCP, and Lonzo Ball. Josh Hart should be coming off the bench. Yeah, I said it. Josh Hart should be coming off the bench. And that's how it should have been, because then you take the ball out of Brandon Ingram's hand and let Lonzo Ball bring the ball down, since he's much more effective as a point guard, as a main facilitator running the floor. There's no point of Brandon Ingram bringing the ball down. Lonzo Ball is much better when it comes to bringing the ball down and creating for other players than Brandon Ingram is. Brandon Ingram plays better off the ball. You've seen games and spurts of it when he played better, when he was getting the passes, making the little layups, whatever it may be, cutting to the rim and all that. You got to find, listen, another thing is that Lou won't have to figure out half-court set plays. He don't have no half-court set plays. You can see it. They don't know what to run. That's where the LeBron James system comes in so much effective, because that's the thing they run. Now, based on the fact LeBron James not there, why not, push it? And have a nice little rotation coming in with some of your young players. That's what you're good at. You're not good at half-court set offense. You're good at up-tempo offense where your guys are out running, catching a defense off balance. But when you try to play a half-court set offense and you don't have nobody like LeBron James or Rondo actually setting it up, then you got to figure out another way in order to win games. And I'm not saying you got to win these games. I understand you're going to lose a lot of them because we don't have three of our best players there. I understand that. But when you get blown out by these teams and getting smacked by these teams, it's sad. You're a joke. People look at you and laugh, man. When you put freaking Zubac and JaVale McGee out there, no floor spacing at all. I mean, it don't make any freaking sense. And then you give JaVale McGee the ball like he's a dominant offensive player. You give him the ball in the high post and try to hope that he create a play? Come on, that's not his game. His game is lobs. Catching lobs. That's why Lonzo Ball need the ball to create. Brandon, you should not bring the ball down. But, you don't get it, man. You bring Mo Wagner for 6 minutes first half, then you bring him in the second half. I would have started Mo Wagner. That's just me. Rather we lost or not, I would have just went with them young players. And McCallum would have got some bump as well. Because you need them shooters, man. Right now, we don't have nobody. You got to play people. You give it Lance. Like, I like Lance. Don't get me wrong, I like Lance. But Lance, like I said before, he holds the ball a lot. And you hit him out on the floor when you have all of the shooting, when Lonzo Ball should be out there with them shooters. Straight up, Lonzo Ball should be out there with the shooters. That starting five should be KCP and freaking Mo Wagner, with Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, and freaking JaVale McGee. Let Josh Hart come off the bench with Lance Stevenson. I think because KCP is our best shooter right now. Since LeBron James went out, KCP has been the only guy that has been quality besides tonight, because they barely used him. But he's the only guy that really been consistent since LeBron went out. You gotta play him, man. You gotta sit down and tell these guys when they come to the bench, like, listen, KCP hot, find him, get him open. You see all these other coaches do that, man. When he got somebody hot, they utilize that ride on that player, man, until the player get cold. Us, we don't do that, man. We got Lance Stevenson coming in, not acknowledging KCP is hot, but he gonna take dumb, ridiculous shots. Beasley, dumb, ridiculous shots. Now you paying attention to KCP being hot. Brandon Ingram, dumb, ridiculous shots. We looked terrible out there. We looked terrible. Minnesota didn't have Derrick Rose. Freaking Karl Anthony Towns looked like he was rejuvenated. He looked like Elijah one out there. Dunking, catching lobs, all that stuff. He was doing a whole lot of stuff, man. It just looked sad. We looked real sad. We looked sad. And I'm going to just let this video go, because it's frustrating to watch these games and just watch how we just constantly get spanked and don't even put forth the effort. And it's not just on the coach, but it's on the players as well. But like I told people over and over again, you only as good as your coach. And if the coach put ridiculous lineup there, you cannot keep making excuses. So please don't get in the comment section and make excuses. Well, we shorthanded this and that. I understand we shorthanded. But look at the lineup, guys. You can't keep ignoring this fact. Look at the lineup. Who in their right mind will put Zubac and JaVale McGee as a starting five, man? No shooters out there on the floor. Like I said, Josh Hart is streaky. And Brandon Ingram does not have confidence in his shot. Lonzo Ball is not. He's a streaky shooter too. So you got to put somebody like KCP out there. You bring Mo Wagner out there, because Mo Wagner slide out there to the perimeter. You know, it's floor spacing, because now you got Mo and KCP out there hitting jumpers or hitting threes. Brandon Ingram can actually can now mobilize himself inside the paint. He can attack the paint, because why? The floor is spaced out, because now they got to play these shooters. So you only got JaVale McGee underneath and Brandon Ingram, you know, making his move to the basket. And then when JaVale McGee, man, come over to help him, JaVale McGee open for a dunk. It's common sense, man. It's not that hard. Why is it so hard and difficult before you, Luke Walton? You expose yourself, man, that you're not a good coach. You don't know what to do unless you got your whole squad in there. You don't know what to do, man. And when people sit there and tell me that the Lakers weren't that good last year, man, look. At the end of the day, like I said before, free throws were the #1 thing. They didn't start freaking Julius Randle to the second half. You know what I mean? What else? The KCP situation. I keep telling you guys over and over again, man. Over and over again. At the end of the day, if we had a different coach, it would be a different result. And I'm not saying that we got to win these games because we know we got our top 3 players out. I understand that. But what I'm saying is you at least got to play it, man. They got to at least come and play. These guys are not coming to play. They're tired. They're worn out. Playing 40 minutes. The rotation is terrible. You know what I mean? Then they're expecting these guys to do so much when you can actually... McCallum is a good shooter. Once you get him going, he can knock down some freaking threes. Straight up. When he get going, when he get hot, he can flow. Mo Wagner needs some playing time. This guy, because he look when they called Mo Wagner and he was so excited to get on the floor, he came in before the freaking whistle even blew. That's how excited he was, man. You need guys like that to come bring some energy to the team. Luke Walton, do you remember when you was on the bench and they used to bring your bum tail in? They still gave you were worse than the players that's on his team, but they still brought you in. You couldn't do anything. You was a hack and slack. You was crap. They still brought you in. Take heed, man. What are you learning? You ain't learning anything, man. You just oh, man, listen. At the end of the day, Luke Walton, you got to get it together, bro. Straight up, you got to get it together. Ain't no way in the world, man. I don't care about losing, but at least make these games close. Anyway, it's your man, Urban Love. Like, share, subscribe, get a comment, tell what you think. Love you guys. Have a blessed one. I'm out of here. Going to smoke me some freaking hot dogs or something.